10 things you need to know before moving to Costa Mesa, California. A lot of people think they understand Costa Mesa. They assume it's either Newport Beach without the beach or simply a busy Orange County city. And in reality, it's neither of those things. Costa Mesa has its own identity, its own culture, rhythm, and personality. And if you're considering moving to Costa Mesa or relocating here from out of the area, I'm going to share 10 things that will help you understand how the city actually functions, which goes far beyond surface impressions if you plan to live here. I'm Donovan, a real estate broker and attorney based here in Costa Mesa. This community has been home for 30 years. I've raised a family here and helped buyers and sellers relocate throughout coastal Orange County. With family roots in Newport Beach going back multiple generations, graduating from Newport Harbor, it's been a front row seat to see how both cities have evolved over time. They're close geographically, but very different in character. And here are 10 things you should understand before deciding whether Costa Mesa is the right fit for you. 1. OC Fair and Event Center. The Orange County Fair may only last a few weeks each summer, but the OC Fair and Event Center operates year-round. It's concerts at the Pacific Amphitheater, seasonal festivals, car shows, equestrian events, and specialty gatherings throughout the year. This is not an occasional venue, it's a structural part of the city. For a period of time, I lived near the fairgrounds, and I genuinely loved being able to walk to concerts and events. When the fair was open, I was there several times a week. That creates the kind of access with a very specific lifestyle benefit. At the same time, fair season brings noticeable changes, more traffic, overflow street parking, increased activity in the surrounding neighborhoods, and noise. The fair is loud. Both experiences are real. When evaluating homes near the fairgrounds, it's important to ask yourself whether proximity to activity energizes you or feels intrusive. This is not a question of right or wrong. It's just a lifestyle preference. Number 2, the surf and skate industry presence. Costa Mesa has long been home to major surf and skate brands, including Vans, Hurley, Volcom, and Ruka. Those companies help shape part of the city's culture, particularly within the entrepreneurial and creative sectors. Growing up in Newport and watching Costa Mesa evolve, surf and skate have always been part of the backdrop here. However, it's important to understand Costa Mesa is not Surf City, USA like Huntington. It's not defined by oceanfront living, and it's not known for having the most skate parks, though it does have one, and my little sister wishes it had been here when we were kids. What developed over time was a business and creative hub connected to those industries. You see it in creative offices, independent retail environments, design-forward spaces, and a generally less formal atmosphere in certain areas of the city. That industry base exists alongside corporate offices, legal and professional firms, and major commercial centers. It adds character without overwhelming the city's broader identity. In areas like the West Side, you'll feel more of that independent creative energy. Near South Coast Plaza and the high-rise office buildings, the atmosphere shifts, more corporate, more structured, more internationally oriented. That contrast creates texture, creative and corporate, casual and polished, independent and institutional. When people describe Costa Mesa as creative, the surf skate industry history is often part of what they're referencing. That blend of industries and environments is something I've come to appreciate. When deciding if Costa Mesa fits, consider whether you're comfortable in a city that blends those worlds rather than choosing just one. 3, Costa Mesa is a shopping mecca, and South Coast Plaza anchors a major business district. South Coast Plaza alone includes approximately 2.8 million square feet of retail space, making it one of the largest shopping centers in the United States and the largest on the West Coast. But beyond size, it anchors an entire commercial district. South Coast Metro, which includes high-rise office buildings, hotels, and professional services. Costa Mesa also includes the Lab, the Camp, and SoCo, which offer a very different retail experience, more curated, independent, design-driven. This means the city contains both luxury international retail and smaller-scale creative retail environments. For homeowners, that commercial infrastructure brings consistent economic activity and daytime presence. It also means certain areas feel more polished and corporate, while others feel more independent and relaxed. Number 4, location. It's close to everything. Costa Mesa's location is one of its most practical advantages. One of the most common questions I hear from buyers considering moving to Costa Mesa is how central it will actually feel day to day. Newport Beach is minutes away. Huntington Beach is nearby. John Wayne Airport is close. Major freeways connect north and south. Growing up in Newport, I experienced what it's like to walk to the beach. That proximity, it's unique. However, getting off the peninsula in summer was not an easy feat. It took time and patience, and it felt like it took forever to get to a freeway. Living in Costa Mesa offers something different. Central flexibility. You're rarely far from where you need to be. The beach, business centers, healthcare facilities, dining, airport access for fun or business travel. For relocation buyers, that flexibility often becomes more valuable over time than they initially expect. 5, food culture. Costa Mesa has built a strong dining reputation over time. For people considering living in Costa Mesa full-time, food scene often becomes part of the everyday rhythm. There are chef-driven restaurants, long-standing neighborhood establishments, and diverse cuisine throughout the city. Dining corridors such as 17th Street, South Coast Metro maintain consistent activity. Evenings in certain areas feel lively, not overwhelming, but active, and it contributes to the city's overall energy. That creates a different atmosphere than cities that quiet down after 6 p.m. If walkable dining access is important to you, that can be found, but not uniformly. Again, location within the city matters. 6, independent coffee shops are integrated into neighborhood life. Costa Mesa has independent coffee shops woven into multiple neighborhoods. You'll find locally owned cafes near 17th Street, on the west side, around Sabeka, and near the colleges. These spaces create visible daytime activity. Students studying, remote professionals working, neighbors meeting. Walkability to coffee varies significantly by neighborhood. In some pockets, it's realistic. In others, driving is still the norm. So when buyers ask, is Costa Mesa walkable? The real answer is it depends on the specific neighborhood. Again, micro-location makes a difference. The coffee shops contribute to a lived-in feeling during the day rather than a city that empties between commuting hours. And this is something I didn't think about until seeing other places during a workday. People here have varied schedules and they're out and about throughout the day and throughout the week. This is not strictly a 9-to-5 weekday versus weekend town. Of course, this isn't only about coffee shops, it's about daytime energy and how a city feels when you're living in it. That distinction is important here in Costa Mesa. 7, arts and culture. Costa Mesa is home to the Segerstrom Center for the Arts and the South Coast Repertory. Broadway tours, ballet, symphony, and nationally recognized productions take place right here. That adds a cultural dimension many suburban cities do not have. The arts presence brings a different audience and adds depth to the city's identity. It reinforces the sense that Costa Mesa is multifaceted. Business, arts, food, and community existing together. 8, meaningful open space. Fairview Park includes over 200 acres of preserved land within city limits and connects to Talbot Regional Park and the Santa Ana River Trail, which gives easy access to Newport and Huntington Beach. For a city with significant retail and business infrastructure, that preserved space provides meaningful contrast. That combination allows you to move between commercial activity and open space within minutes. 9, traffic fluctuates, especially during the summer beach season. Traffic in Costa Mesa reflects its role as a connector city. If you're wondering what traffic is like when living in Costa Mesa, it really comes down to which streets and freeway connections you're near and where you're going. The 55 freeway feeds directly into Newport Boulevard and Costa Mesa, creating consistent north-south flow towards Newport Beach. Summer beach traffic increases southbound movement toward the peninsula, and the 55 will back up. You either need patience or you learn the alternate routes the locals use, though these still can be crowded. Commercial centers and the fairgrounds generate periodic surges throughout the year. Street layout plays a major role. The east side grid allows more circulation, which can mean more visible movement on residential streets. Some west side neighborhoods feel quieter due to different street patterns. In Costa Mesa, which streets you're near often matter more than how many miles away something is. People don't talk in terms of distance, they talk in minutes when describing how far away something is. Number 10, eclectic. Neighborhood variety is real and it cuts both ways. Costa Mesa is eclectic. That means architectural styles vary widely. One street may include mid-century homes, newer builds, remodels, and original structures side by side. Commercial and residential uses can sit close to one another, and in some areas, they're intertwined. Some buyers appreciate that variation. It creates personality and visual diversity. Others prefer more uniform environments where design and layout are consistent throughout. Eclectic also means neighborhoods transition more noticeably from one pocket to another. Costa Mesa rewards buyers who look carefully at specific streets and areas rather than evaluating the city as a single entity. For some, that nuance is a strength, and for others, it requires an adjustment. Practical perspective. Costa Mesa is not one-dimensional. That's especially important if you're relocating to Orange County and comparing it to cities like Newport Beach, Irvine, or Huntington Beach. It blends event-driven activity, creative industry roots, corporate infrastructure, retail scale, dining energy, arts programming, and open space. It is nuanced. If you prefer a highly planned, uniform environment, Costa Mesa may not be the place for you. If you appreciate a layered city where different districts carry distinct personalities, it often works very well. Evaluating Costa Mesa means evaluating specific streets, specific areas and neighborhoods, and how those align with your daily habits. That's all part of making a confident decision. And if you're weighing Costa Mesa against Newport, Irvine, or another coastal city, those differences deserve a thoughtful conversation. My role is simply to help you evaluate that clearly. Costa Mesa isn't trying to be Newport Beach. It isn't trying to be Irvine. It has its own rhythm, eclectic, structured, creative, corporate, all at once. For the right buyer, that blend works exceptionally well. Whether you're relocating to Orange County or buying a home in Costa Mesa, understanding how the city functions day to day is crucial. If you're considering relocating to Orange County and want to evaluate whether Costa Mesa aligns with your lifestyle, I'm always happy to be a resource. If this was helpful, subscribe for more local insight into Costa Mesa and Orange County. I'm Christine Donovan, broker and attorney, Coastal Orange County Real Estate. Clarity matters.